Welcome to the JAMODI podcast. We are all surrounded by amazing coaches and leaders. So let's get an inside look at not just what they do, but how they do what they do. After all, becoming the best versions of ourselves is JAMODI, just a matter of doing it. Coaches, the JAMODI podcast is powered by Biology. What's your BSA score? The Biology Skills Assessment is the only verified skills metric endorsed by the NAIA, NJCAA, and a growing number of NCAA coaches to discover and develop the best talent for your team. This 4-minute, 40-shot test can be taken free today on the Biology mobile app. Elevate your game. I'm fascinated in getting to learn about coaches' daily habits, especially successful coaches like you. What makes them, what's their organization, what's their schedule like? So what are some daily habits that set you up for success?
Well, I sincerely believe that, and this is probably a negative outlook on life. I think that life is about 70% doing things you really don't want to do. And it's doing those things that you really don't want to do that make you better. So I like to get up at 4:15 in the morning and go to the gym.
You eat the frog. You eat the frog. You get it done.
I go to the stair. You know, we start school at 7:20, so
wow.
I love to hit the Stairmaster, and I'm a baseball guy, so I'm very superstitious. So I feel like I have to get on the Stairmaster every day, and I work on that Stairmaster, because I have arthritis in my knee, so I want to get that moving.
Yeah,
and I'll go back to the house and get ready for work. I won't see my son. He starts school off late, but I'll hang out with my daughter and my wife and my dog for a little bit. And I think this is where it's I might be a little different. My favorite time of the day is actually in the classroom. So I like to because I'm a social guy. Okay. And I've been living in this community for 14 years. I know these kids. I've taught some of their brothers and sisters.
Yeah.
Hell, I taught some of the kids the people that teach at our school. So I feel very comfortable in our community. I like to get outside my classroom at about 6:45 and start having fun with the kids, talking to them. What's up? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm very fortunate to have my daughter at school with me. She's a junior. She comes with her 3 friends that I've known for quite a long time. We all sit down, and one of my assistant coaches, Mark Jernander, he's a legend. He sits down right with us, and we shoot the bull for about 20 minutes before school starts. And all my players and some of the kids that I teach, they come up, we all fist bump. And I just like to interact. And I like to take advantage of my time with the student body. And I think that helps our program a lot. But I think it helps the kids are not great with their social interaction with adults. So I think it helps teach the kids that, hey, we're actually here to interact with you all. It's way different than it was 20 years ago when I first started high school teaching, where you had to really you're expected to keep no, these kids need social interaction with adults. So I cherish that time from about 6:45, and then my classroom time goes until about 11 o'clock. That's where I like to unwind a little bit, and I'll go into the office and I might watch some video. I also might catch up on the New York Post because I'm from New York, and read about how the Yankees are choking the division. I get with my freshmen 6th period, and we rotate. There's 3 of us that I have full time. One Matt Fry, who I've had since he was a college graduate. So he's 40 now. So that takes, that's 17 years. And then Mark Jernander, who's been here for 18 years, but I've only been here 14. So we rotate with the freshmen. And then I get to my basketball guys. And I think it's important that coaches have hobbies. I already mentioned one of them was exercising, and the other one is cooking. I love to cook. So being a New Yorker, we had small refrigerators and small kitchens. So I go to the grocery store every day, like I'm still living in New York. Go to the grocery store, get home, start preparing dinner. So I think it's important that I have three hobbies: exercise, yard work, which I didn't mention, and cooking, because that takes me away from basketball. I think we have to get away from basketball, especially if you're like me and you live and die foolishly. It's idiotic. But if you live and die with every game,
Yeah.
then you got to find some things that you're good at. And I think being one with the community, I mentioned talking with the kids. That's the most important thing, because we're here to be role models, and for our kids, whether they're your basketball player or your student in the classroom, to feel safe, because a lot of kids don't have it like we did growing up, because all of them don't. We played outside. They have their phones and maybe a friend or two. They don't have the adult interaction that we did.
And there's some really good pointers there. First, I want to celebrate you on 4:15 a.m. That's hardcore, man. I've been doing Jocko Willick. I started drinking his Jocko energy drinks because they're really clean, not a lot of ingredients, a little bit of caffeine, but then I started following him. He gets up at 4:30 every day, never misses.
I won't do it on Wednesday.
Okay.
So I'll go after school, but I do work out 7 days a week.
Nice. But yeah, appreciate that. And then what a great reminder. I think I needed to hear that about connecting with other students out, especially those outside of the basketball program. I would say almost every coach is very intentional, or should be intentional, about building those relationships with their players and in their program. But I'm wondering how many times, maybe because of time or just wanting to get somewhere and get working and doing something, that I don't ignore people, but I don't take the time to be intentional to get to know other students. And you're right. I mean, honestly, for high school coaches, that's why we're here, is to help young people become better human beings. And I think I miss out on some of those opportunities. So I appreciate that reminder.
Yeah, I love the classroom, and I love the hallways.
Thank you for checking out today's episode. Please take a moment to subscribe to this podcast, share it with your fellow coaches, and find us on social media for what's coming up next on the JAMODI podcast. It's just a matter of doing it.